In a world overshadowed by confusion, fear, and uncertainty, the chosen ones shine with an undeniable brilliance. There is something about them, something beyond human understanding, that captures attention, turning heads wherever they go. It is not because of their wealth, status, or outward appearance, but because of the light they carry. This light is not artificial or self-made. It is divine, a reflection of the God who dwells within them. They walk into rooms, and the atmosphere shifts. Conversations pause, eyes linger, and whispers follow them. Not because they demand attention, but because their presence speaks without words. They do not blend into the background of mediocrity. They stand apart, not by effort, but by design. They are set apart, chosen, anointed to be beacons of truth in a world desperate for meaning. It is no wonder that people cannot take their eyes off them. Darkness is always drawn to light, either to be illuminated or to attempt to snuff it out. The chosen ones do not seek attention, yet they receive it. They do not strive for fame, yet they are watched. Their light exposes what is hidden, challenges what is comfortable, and awakens what has been dormant. Some are drawn to them because they recognize that the chosen ones carry something rare, a peace that is unshakable, a joy that is unexplainable, a strength that is unbreakable. Others watch them out of curiosity, trying to decipher the source of their confidence, their endurance, their unwavering faith. And then, there are those who watch with envy, with resentment, with a desire to see them falter. But regardless of the motives of the observers, one thing remains constant. They cannot look away. The chosen ones do not live by the world's standards. They are governed by a higher calling, guided by an unseen hand, and fueled by a purpose beyond personal gain. This makes them different, and different is impossible to ignore. Every chosen one carries a story, a testimony so powerful that even those who do not believe in God are forced to take notice. Their lives are living proof of transformation, grace, and divine intervention. They are walking reminders that God is real, that He is active, and that He still moves in miraculous ways. People watch them because they see something genuine. They see victories that were once impossible, battles that should have been lost, and open doors that no man could have unlocked. They see scars that have turned into testimonies, weaknesses that have become strengths, and past mistakes that have been rewritten by grace. The chosen ones do not boast about their successes. Their lives speak for them. They have walked through fire and come out refined. They have faced storms that should have destroyed them but stood firm, anchored in faith. They have been betrayed, abandoned, misunderstood, yet they continue to love, forgive, and press forward. This resilience captivates people. It leaves them asking, how do they keep going? Why don't they give up? What is their secret? But it is no secret. The chosen ones are held together by the hand of God. Their strength is not their own. Their endurance is supernatural. Their ability to love in the face of hate, to hope in the midst of despair, to keep moving when everything is against them. It all points back to their source. This is why people watch them. Some seek to learn from them, hoping to find the same peace and joy. Others watch to see them fail, expecting them to crumble under the weight of their calling. And yet, every time they rise again, every time they stand strong, every time they keep moving forward with grace and unwavering faith, their observers are left in awe. The chosen ones do not need to convince anyone of who they are. Their lives are the evidence. They are walking testimonies of God's power, His love, and His faithfulness. And this undeniable, unshakable proof is why the world cannot stop watching. One of the most striking qualities of the chosen ones, the reason people cannot take their eyes off them, is the unshakable peace they carry. In a world filled with stress, anxiety, and chaos, they stand as unmoved pillars of calm. Their peace is not dictated by circumstances. It does not disappear in the face of trouble, nor does it waver when storms arise. This supernatural stillness, this divine tranquility, is something the world craves but does not understand. People watch the chosen ones closely, trying to decipher their secret. How do they remain so composed when everything around them is falling apart? How do they maintain joy in times of uncertainty? How do they walk with confidence when so many are weighed down by fear? The answer lies in who they trust, not what they see. The chosen ones do not place their hope in money, status, or human approval, things that can be taken away in an instant. Their peace does not come from perfect circumstances, but from a perfect God. They have learned the secret that the world has yet to grasp. Peace is not the absence of storms. It is the presence of God in the midst of them. This is why people are obsessed with them. This is why they observe them, sometimes in awe, sometimes in curiosity, sometimes in confusion. The world knows stress, it knows fear, it knows uncertainty. But the chosen ones seem to walk a different path, a path where anxiety does not control them, where bad news does not shake them, where hardship does not define them. This peace is not passive, it is powerful, it is a weapon. It silences the voices of fear and doubt, it defies logic. It disarms those who try to bring chaos into their lives. When enemies expect a reaction, they are met with grace. When circumstances demand panic, they respond with faith. This confounds those who wish to see them fall. The chosen ones have discovered what Jesus meant when he said, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." John 14:27. The world offers temporary relief, fleeting moments of peace that vanish when trouble comes. The chosen ones carry a peace that stays, sustains, and strengthens. No matter how dark the night, they rest, not because they are unaware of reality, but because they know who holds their reality. And so, people watch. Some watch with admiration, hoping to learn from them. Others watch with skepticism, waiting for the moment when their peace will shatter. But it never does, because it is not built on fragile things. It is built on the unshakable foundation of faith. If the peace of the chosen ones baffles people, their joy is even more perplexing. In a culture obsessed with external success, where happiness is often tied to possessions, relationships, and personal achievements, the chosen ones radiate joy, even when their circumstances do not justify it. The world understands temporary happiness. It understands moments of excitement when things go well. But joy that remains even in the face of hardship? That is foreign. That is rare. That is captivating. People look at the chosen ones and wonder, why do they smile when life is tough? How do they celebrate when things don't go their way? Where does their joy come from? The answer is simple. Their joy is not of this world. It does not come from money, fame, or human approval. It is not dependent on things going right. It is rooted in something far deeper, the presence of God within them. The chosen ones have learned what Paul wrote in Philippians 4:4. Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. This is not an empty command, it is a divine principle. Rejoicing is not based on feelings, it is a choice, a perspective, a way of life. This joy does not mean they do not face trials. On the contrary, they often endure great struggles, attacks, and hardships. But they have discovered the key. Joy is not the absence of suffering, it is the presence of God in the suffering. Even when life tries to steal their laughter, they find reasons to praise. Even when burdens press against them, they refuse to let the weight of the world crush their spirit. Instead, they sing, they worship, they choose to celebrate not what is seen, but what is promised. This joy is magnetic. People cannot help but be drawn to it. It shines in their conversations. They speak life when others speak despair. It shows in their actions. They serve with gladness, even when no one is watching. It flows from their hearts. They carry an unshakable confidence that even in pain, God is still good. This joy confounds their enemies. Those who wish to see them broken cannot understand why they are still praising, still worshiping, still moving forward with smiles on their faces. Their joy is not logical. It is supernatural, and so the world watches. Some want to learn their secret, others want to test their endurance. But no matter the reason, they cannot look away. Because deep down, every person longs for the joy the chosen ones carry. The world seeks joy in success. The chosen ones find joy in surrender. The world seeks joy in temporary pleasures. The chosen ones find joy in eternal promises. The world seeks joy in what it can control. The chosen ones find joy in letting go. This is why people are obsessed with them. This is why they cannot stop watching. Because the chosen ones are proof that true joy is real. It is possible, and it is available to all who seek it. One of the most powerful and compelling reasons why people are obsessed with the chosen ones is their ability to love unconditionally. This is not just any love. It is a love that transcends human logic. a love that does not depend on circumstances, and a love that extends even to those who do not deserve it. It is love in action, and it is rare in a world consumed by self-interest. People watch the chosen ones closely because they see something different. They see kindness when cruelty would be easier. They see forgiveness when grudges would be justified. They see service when selfishness would be expected. And they cannot understand it. In a world where love is often conditional, given only when it benefits the giver, the love of the chosen ones stands in stark contrast. It is a love that expects nothing in return, a love that reaches out to the broken, the lost, the hurting. It is the love of Christ lived out daily in real and tangible ways. This love manifests in many ways. They love their enemies. While others seek revenge or hold on to resentment, the chosen ones choose forgiveness. They refuse to let bitterness take root in their hearts, understanding that forgiveness is not a weakness. It is a weapon. It frees them from the burden of hate and allows them to live in peace. They serve without seeking recognition. The chosen ones do not need an audience to do good. Whether anyone sees it or not, they feed the hungry, clothe the poor, encourage the discouraged, and support the struggling. Their love is genuine, sacrificial, and selfless. They lift others up instead of tearing them down. In a world where competition is fierce and people step on each other to get ahead, the chosen ones choose a different path. They celebrate the success of others. They encourage those who feel inadequate. They share wisdom instead of hoarding it. They invest in people rather than using them. They see people through God's eyes. The chosen ones do not judge based on status, appearance, or reputation. They see beyond the surface, recognizing the potential in people even when others have written them off. They believe in second chances, in restoration, in redemption. This radical way of loving is impossible to ignore. It is disruptive because it challenges the way people are accustomed to living. It is powerful because it transforms not only the lives of those they touch, but also the hearts of those who watch. People see this love and wonder, how can they love like this? What gives them this ability? Why do they care so much? And when they seek the answer, they find that it is not the chosen ones themselves, but the one who dwells in them. Their love is not human love. It is divine love, flowing through them, touching everything and everyone they encounter. Another reason people cannot stop watching the chosen ones is their uncompromising integrity. In a time where moral lines are blurred, where dishonesty is normalized, and where values are often sacrificed for convenience, the chosen ones stand firm. They refuse to bend to pressure, to conform to corruption, or to compromise their faith for worldly gain. Integrity is a rare trait, and when people see it lived out boldly, they are drawn to it. They may not always understand it, but they respect it. They may not always agree with it, but they cannot deny its power. The chosen ones are watched closely because they operate differently from the world. They tell the truth, even when lying would be easier. They do not manipulate, deceive, or twist words to their advantage. Their yes is yes, and their no is no. This level of honesty is shocking in a world where half-truths and deception are the norm. They refuse to compromise their values for success. While many people will cut corners, cheat, or betray others to climb higher, the chosen ones choose righteousness over rewards. They understand that favor from God is worth far more than fleeting success built on deception. They take responsibility for their actions. They do not shift blame, make excuses, or cover up mistakes. They own their failures, learn from them, and move forward with humility. They are the same in private as they are in public. Many people live double lives, showing one face to the world and another behind closed doors. But the chosen ones live with consistency. Who they are in front of others is the same person they are when no one is watching. They do what is right, not what is popular. The chosen ones are not swayed by peer pressure or public opinion. They do not need the approval of men because they live for the approval of God. Even if they stand alone, they stand firm. This integrity, this unwavering commitment to righteousness sets them apart. People take notice because it is so rare to find individuals who are truly authentic, trustworthy, and unwavering in their convictions. Some admire them, others envy them. Some are inspired to follow their example. Others try to find fault in them, hoping to prove they are not as righteous as they seem. But no matter what, They are being watched. The chosen ones understand this, but they do not change for the crowd. They remain faithful, unshaken, and anchored in truth. They know that integrity is not just about reputation, it is about character. It is not about being seen as good. It is about being good, even when no one is watching. And this is why people cannot take their eyes off them. They are watching to see if they will fall. They are watching to see if they will compromise. They are watching to see if their faith is real. And every day, the chosen ones prove that what they carry is genuine. Because when integrity is tested, it does not break. It does not bend. It shines. One of the most undeniable reasons people are obsessed with the chosen ones is their boldness and faith. In a world where people hesitate to stand for truth, where convictions are often compromised to fit in, and where many fear being ridiculed for their beliefs, the chosen ones refuse to be silent. They are not ashamed of who they are. They do not hide their relationship with God to make others comfortable. They do not shrink back when their faith is challenged. They stand firm, unwavering, confident in what they believe. This boldness is not arrogance, it is conviction. It is certainty that God is real, that His promises are true, and that living for Him is the only way. This certainty makes the chosen ones fearless. They speak truth even when it is unpopular. In a world where people avoid difficult conversations, the chosen ones are not afraid to stand for righteousness. They do not water down the gospel. They do not twist God's word to fit modern trends. They speak the truth boldly, but always in love. They refuse to compromise their beliefs for approval. The chosen ones know that faithfulness to God is more important than acceptance from people. They do not alter their values to fit in. They do not remain silent when God calls them to speak. They would rather face rejection than betray their calling. They declare God's goodness openly. While some keep their faith private, the chosen ones proclaim it boldly. They do not just talk about God in church, they talk about Him everywhere. In their workplaces, in their friendships, in their daily lives, they make sure people know who they serve. They stand strong under persecution. The chosen ones understand that living for God comes with a cost. They know that being bold in faith means facing opposition, but they do not back down. Mockery does not shake them. Criticism does not silence them. Persecution does not break them. Instead, it makes them stronger. This boldness captivates people. Some are inspired by it. Some are offended by it. Some wish they had the same courage. Others try to tear them down. But no one ignores it. Even those who do not believe in God cannot deny the confidence of the chosen ones. There is something powerful about people who stand unafraid in a world that constantly pressures them to conform. And so, people watch them. They watch to see if their faith will hold up under pressure. They watch to see if their courage will fade when the cost gets too high. They watch to see if their conviction is real. And time after time, the chosen ones prove that it is, because their boldness does not come from themselves. It comes from God within them. Another reason why the chosen ones captivate attention is the wisdom they carry. There is something different about the way they think, the way they speak, the way they navigate life. It is as if they have insight beyond their years, as if they see things others do not. This wisdom does not come from education alone. It is not the result of personal experience or intellectual superiority. It is divine. It is supernatural. It is the wisdom of God given to those who seek Him. People listen when the chosen ones speak because their words carry depth and weight. They offer perspective that others miss. They give counsel that goes beyond human reasoning. They see solutions where others see problems. This wisdom manifests in many ways. They make decisions differently. While others rely on logic alone, the chosen ones seek divine guidance. They pray before they act. They listen before they speak. They trust in God's leading rather than their own understanding. And because of this, their choices often lead to unexpected success. They handle conflict with grace. The chosen ones are not easily provoked. They do not react impulsively or let emotions control them. Instead, they approach conflicts with wisdom and patience. They know when to speak and when to stay silent. They know when to stand their ground and when to walk away. They give advice that transforms lives. People seek them out for guidance, not because they have all the answers, but because they have discernment. They can see beyond the surface. They can identify the root of problems. They give counsel that is not just practical, but spiritually impactful. They understand the seasons of life. While many panic in times of uncertainty, the chosen ones remain steady. They understand that every season has a purpose. Times of waiting, times of growth, times of pruning, times of promotion. This wisdom allows them to remain at peace, knowing that God is in control. This kind of wisdom is rare. It is sought after. It is respected, even by those who do not share their faith. People watch the chosen ones because they want what they have. They want to know how they always seem to have the right words at the right time. They want to understand why their decisions often lead to success. They want to grasp how they remain calm when life is unpredictable. What they do not realize is that this wisdom is available to anyone who seeks it. The chosen ones do not have it because they are special. They have it because they ask God for it. James 1:5 says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." The chosen ones have tapped into a well of wisdom that never runs dry. They do not rely on human reasoning alone. They seek divine insight. And this uncommon wisdom, this divine understanding, this supernatural discernment, is why people are obsessed with them. They cannot stop watching because they see something they desperately need. And little by little, as they observe the chosen ones, as they hear their words, as they witness their decisions, they begin to wonder if maybe, just maybe, they should seek that same wisdom.